Hey, it's Chad Hasty of the Chad Hasty Show. So over the Christmas break, actually on Christmas Eve, and I told this story on the show yesterday, got quite a few emails about this, but also some people who missed it who wanted to hear about this again because there's a lesson here, I think, for a lot of people to learn. But on Christmas Eve, my wife and I, we went out and enjoyed a wine event here in the Lubbock area. And we were sitting outside enjoying a beautiful day. It was a beautiful day out here in West Texas. Drinking some wine and had some listeners who came up to us, and everyone was very nice. In fact, had some listeners who came up, and one of the listeners, as you know, if you're a listener of a talk radio program, you want to talk a little bit about politics. And so the listener came up, and it was a conversation between four of us outside, and he was talking about how he served in the military under then President Jimmy Carter. Didn't think that there would be a bigger disaster on foreign policy than Jimmy Carter, but lo and behold is Barack Obama, and he won't be sorry to see President Obama go. Well, there was a table, 6, 7, 8 feet away from us, whatever it may be, but feet away from us, who were, I guess, listening in on the conversation, and they got very offended. And they actually sent, now here's the crazy part, okay? They sent their daughter to the car so she wouldn't hear any criticism of President Obama. Now, let me state here that there was no cursing, there was no racist language used, there was no bad language used at all. It was just a simple conversation about the politics of the day, and this family sent their daughter to the car for a safe space so she could be away from hearing an opinion different than what her parents, I guess, had. Now, one of the ladies who was in this group got up and rudely came over and interrupted our conversation. Again, a private conversation. Really started getting upset that we were even talking politics outside, and not talking to them, but just talking amongst ourselves, which, listen, I've overheard a lot of really stupid conversations, but I've never jumped into someone else's conversation or private conversation and gone, no, you don't need to talk about this. There are other people with different opinions out here. Folks, listen, even though we do live here in West Texas, there are liberals who are out here, but listen, no matter what, why hide your kids from a difference of opinion? If anything, if you disagree with what I say, use that as a moment, as a time to teach your child that, hey, listen, there are people with different opinions than our own. You can, at a different time, you can choose to debate those opinions, but don't run and hide. Teaching your kids to run and hide from a difference of opinion is only harming that child when that child goes into, high school. This kid, by the way, wasn't young. It was like a young, precious little snowflake of 6 years old. This is a girl probably anywhere from right around 10 years old, maybe slightly younger than that. And her parents shooed her away to the car. And then once we were done talking politics, or, once one of the women came over and, was groaning about it, the grandmother said, "Sweetie, it's okay to come out of the car. It's okay. It's safe." Really? Democrats, Republicans, everybody. It's okay to hear an opinion different than yours. Teaching your children to run away from a difference of opinion really shows how stupid you are, and you're harming your kid, because one day your child's going to grow up and your child's going to be in the real world. And what we see on college campuses now is that college students, many college students, can't handle a difference of opinion. They want to shout down conservative opinion. They want to shout down even liberal opinion that disagrees with their own. These are people who cannot deal with a difference of opinion. And it's scary for me because, not only because of what I do, but because I believe in freedom of speech, and I believe that we should have debate in this country, that we should share ideas, that we shouldn't be afraid of sharing ideas and debating each other. And yes, debating each other in a manner that is positive, and debating each other in a manner that elevates the conversation. But shooing your teenage or preteen or teenage child to the car so they won't hear anything bad about Barack Obama. Let me say this, and maybe the lady's going to watch this. Maybe she'll see this. You're the problem with America. You're the problem with raising kids who can't handle the real world. I would understand if maybe someone had gotten out of hand and they were cursing a lot using racist language, but that's not what happened. You involved yourself and your table into a private conversation, and you shooed your child away because you were afraid of what they may hear. You shooed your child away from an opinion. I guess for some people, words do indeed hurt. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on NewsTalk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. You can follow me on Twitter, Chad Hasty Radio, where there are no safe spaces on Twitter. You can also, of course, follow me on Periscope. Like us on Facebook. We'll do a little Facebook Live video a little bit later on today. All kinds of great stuff going on. Tune in, Chad Hasty Show, this morning, 8:30 to 11, NewsTalk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO, home to no safe spaces.